parents that are not expecting that much from their child. And, maybe they are throwing the temper tantrums on purpose. And, even if the child's nonverbal, I think you can tell the difference. So, I don't know. Just, wow. It's a difficult ordeal. It's a different world. And we need to be there for each other. And, even if, I don't know, if people could start donating to the Dan doctors so they could take at least one patient, pro bono, and help that child. There's just so many different ways to do it. And the more demand there are for the Dan doctors, I believe the insurance companies will be forced to cover them. We have a voice as consumers. We really do.
Mm-hmm. And I just feel really strongly that people in our own community, there's differing opinions. It's a huge, broad spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different protocols and different therapies. And people will get offended or, try to defend what they're doing. And we all have the same goal. We all have the same intentions, which is a happy and healthy and the most productive life possible for our children.
Oh, amen.
And, when so many of us are achieving that through these diets, and, we detoxed our home as well, and that's one way to save money is,
mm-hmm.
We just use vinegar to clean, and we buy one kind of soap, and we're really strict about what goes in and around our bodies, and it's made the biggest difference. I don't want anybody to I don't want the naysayers to keep calling people like us anecdotal, because, you could say that about anything, any true change that's happening. Like, people really
mm-hmm.
need to look at what is going on with our kids and the diets, because I feel like a lot are slipping through the cracks when you deny it. And then people get offended because they think you're saying, they need to do what you're doing. But it's about trying everything you can while you've got that window, too. And I believe in that. Like, early intervention really is crucial to do as soon as possible. And I put a lot of things off, thinking he's just a boy, he'll grow out of it. This is typical for boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I hadn't. So I try to tell people that.
Well, we got the present and the future, and we can plan for that. And it's true. We do need to unite. And the thing about, I have found before in the past, and been dealing with this for 8 years, the mothers of autistic children can sometimes be sensitive. They're under a lot of stress, financial, making sure their child's okay, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and then trying to get them to learn the life skills puts a lot of stress on a person. And if you're single, it makes it even more stressful. But I do want to say this about being oversensitive, that I believe in the community we need to recognize that being oversensitive is a form of abuse. I don't think anyone maliciously sets out to offend another person on a media like Facebook, for example, just by posting a quote. Oh, I'm offended that you would say that. Really? We need to be there to unite and help support. And if it's something you don't particularly agree with, okay, a death threat, I could understand that would be offensive. But I think we need to check ourselves, and not tear each other apart, because Lord knows there's so many outside forces that would be gleeful seeing that. And let's not give them that. Let's work with one another.
Exactly.
So those new parents of newly diagnosed children with autism, and maybe you don't understand that this particular parent is going to come after you when you say, we're using purple rabbit flippers instead of green ones. Just consider the source and say, thank you for your input, and don't feed the drama. Just do not feed the drama. Feed the solution. This is truth. So I think we're coming to the end right here. But I would like to ask you if in the future I plan to have a panel of women or men, parents of a autistic child, about the issues that we have, to sound off and talk about our stories. How we came on this autism journey, and all the ins and outs. Would like to welcome you to do that if you would consider that in the future.
Definitely, I'd be happy to.
Because I think a panel show is a lot of fun, and we can poke fun, play a song, and just enjoy each other and support one another. And if we do have a difference, maybe we can work it out live on the internet talk show and show people how problems can be resolved, and not in a mean-spirited way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we all have
Totally.
differing opinions in different ways. So, there's the vaccine debate. I plan to have a couple shows on that. And, what damage does it really cause? And there's lots of evidence on both sides. So, but Lydia Bush, I want to thank you again. If you wouldn't mind, if you could tell people how to find you on Etsy again.
Okay, if you go to Etsy, you can just type in at the top etsy.com/weighted solutions, or just search weighted solutions. I'm the only one on there named that. And you can look it up on Facebook. That's where I have the giveaways, and I do those often. And I'm also willing to, if anybody contacts me, I can sell you pellets if you sew, or send you a free pattern to help you out with making your own. Because they're easy to do. They're just kind of time-consuming. But anybody that sews or knows somebody that sews, I can sell you pellets as well.
Well, that's amazing that you would give that gesture. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, once again, thank you so much. And to everyone listening, thank you for listening to us. Repost the link. And I am very happy to say there'll be more episodes focusing on this topic and many more, many different topics. I'm even looking for Susan Schofield to be on I just got a message a little while back, about 2 hours back, that she is interested. Her daughter is named January, a child with schizophrenia, and perhaps you may have seen the documentaries on the television, forget which networks, but she's a wonderful person and she helps so many. So to hear what she has to say, because at one point they thought January was autistic, in many different types of diagnosis. And it's a journey that we're all on. So once again, thank you, Lydia, and thank you, listeners, for listening in. All right.
Thank you, Angela, for having me.
You're welcome. It's been such a pleasure. It really has been. All right, then. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day, good night. And remember, the truth is on your side.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, my goodness. Now I need to check Spreaker. I'm going to listen to you guys on Spreaker and see how this turned out. If this format works, I'll just use Blog Talk Radio and Spreaker to simulcast and then see if iHeartRadio will work. All right. Thanks a lot.